Well, summer would not be complete without at least one cookout, and if you're like me, well, several. But with prices for steak, pork, and chicken on the rise right now, firing up the grill might not be cheap. But in this week's Bottom Line, Neil Melancon tells us it might not be as expensive as you think.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry. First South Farm Credit, financing rural America since 1933. And by Progressive Tractor and Implement, your Case IH and Kubota dealer.
It does seem like the summer is chock full of occasions to cook out. Memorial Day usually kicks off the season in May, followed by July 4th and Labor Day, with a whole lot of weekends for grilling in between. The issue lately, though, has been the price, especially for the meat. With the price of ground beef reaching historic highs near $4 a pound, it can really impact those big barbecues and drive up the price quickly. The good news is an American Farm Bureau survey found that overall it's balanced by a couple of factors. One is the price of such items like potato salad, baked beans, watermelon, and beverages. With enough to feed 10 people, the price comes out to about $57 in this survey, or $6 a piece. That is inclusive of such items like hamburgers, hot dogs, and pork ribs. And speaking of that, even though the price of meat is high, American Farm Bureau economist John Anderson said the prices are down thanks to competition at the local grocery store.
Food costs in the United States are the lowest in the world, and that's been a consistent result for a long time. If you look at, say, over the last 10 years, we've fairly consistently seen U.S. consumers spend between 9.5% and 10% of their disposable income on food, which is very low.
The bottom line is that hopefully prices should be even cheaper next year as we have more supply of not only those staple items, but we'll start seeing some growth in our nation's livestock herd. The competition and ready supply of food for those summer cookouts, Mike, is a big reason why we need to keep our American farmers in business.
And Neil, since we're asking, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Well, ever since I was a child, it's always been mint chocolate chip.
And we know that Avery Davidson's is Ben & Jerry's fish food. Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's daily radio reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Agri-News Radio Network. For a list of stations where you can tune in or listen online, click on over to our website, twilatv.org, and click on the LF Barn link. That does it for this edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Join us next week when we'll show you how agriculture stays on the front page of one rural Louisiana newspaper, a profile of the Point Capee Banner, one of the longest publishing newspapers in the state. Until then, you can watch any of our stories from this episode or past programs on our website, twilatv.org. For all of us here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Michael Dana. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope to see you again right here next week.